You're listening to the Bare Metal Cyber Prepcast, created to help you succeed in your IT Fundamentals certification journey. Learn more at baremetalcyber.com, where additional prepcasts, books, and training materials await. Let's get started. In this episode, we're focusing on peripheral devices, the external components that connect to a computer to expand its functionality. These devices are everywhere, from printers and webcams to speakers and headsets. Understanding how they connect, how they're installed, and how they're configured is critical for day-to-day IT support roles. This episode will define the different types of peripherals, outline connection methods, and walk through the installation and troubleshooting process, giving you the practical insight needed to assist users effectively. This topic is part of Domain 2 of the ITF Plus exam, where you'll be asked about installing and configuring peripheral devices. You may be presented with questions that test your ability to identify a device's function, choose the correct interface, or resolve installation problems. Scenario-based questions may also include installing printers, configuring default audio devices, or pairing wireless accessories. These are all realistic support tasks, and understanding the process behind them builds both exam readiness and real-world confidence. A peripheral device is any external hardware that connects to a computer to provide additional input, output, or storage capabilities. Peripherals are not part of the core computing system, like the CPU or RAM, but interact closely with those internal components. Common examples include keyboards, mice, printers, speakers, scanners, webcams, and external drives. Peripherals can be connected via physical cables or wirelessly and serve specific roles in how users interact with their computers. Input devices are peripherals that send data to the computer. These include keyboards and mice, which are the most familiar examples, as well as scanners and webcams for capturing images or video. Microphones collect audio input, while styluses allow for precise drawing or handwriting input. Input devices are essential for everything from entering text to performing creative tasks and data acquisition in various environments. Output devices deliver data from the computer to the user. Monitors and projectors display visual output, while printers produce physical copies of digital content. Speakers and headphones allow users to hear audio from the system. These output devices vary in complexity and quality, from basic consumer models to high-end professional equipment. Selecting the right output peripheral depends on the user's needs, environment, and workflow requirements. Many devices perform both input and output functions. These multifunction peripherals include all-in-one printers that can print, scan, copy, and fax. Touchscreens accept input via finger or stylus, while simultaneously displaying content. External hard drives read and write data, making them both input and output devices in practical terms. Understanding that some peripherals serve dual roles is important when identifying or recommending equipment. Peripheral devices connect to computers through either wired or wireless interfaces. Wired connections include USB, HDMI, Ethernet, audio jacks, and other physical cables. Wireless connections include Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and sometimes proprietary wireless adapters. Each has trade-offs. Wired connections tend to be faster and more reliable, while wireless peripherals offer convenience and flexibility. Choosing the right connection type often depends on mobility, workspace design, and data speed requirements. Installing a new peripheral can be as simple as plugging it in and letting the system handle the rest. Many modern devices are plug-and-play, meaning the operating system automatically detects the hardware, loads the appropriate drivers, and configures the device. However, some peripherals, especially older or more complex ones, may require downloading drivers from the manufacturer's website or inserting a disk to complete the setup. If the device is not recognized immediately, manual installation may be necessary. Drivers are software components that enable the operating system to communicate with hardware. Without the correct driver, a peripheral may not function properly or at all. Most drivers are installed automatically by modern operating systems, but in some cases, you may need to manually install or update them. Outdated or incompatible drivers can cause errors, performance issues, or a complete lack of functionality. Keeping drivers updated is a regular task in support roles, especially after system updates or hardware changes. Once the peripheral is installed and functioning, configuration is often needed to match user preferences. This includes setting the default printer, adjusting audio input and output devices, or configuring display resolution. In other cases, the user may want to fine-tune the mouse sensitivity, remap keyboard keys, or modify webcam brightness. These settings are typically found in the System Control Panel, Settings menu, or device-specific software. Ensuring the device is correctly configured enhances the user experience. Security is an important but often overlooked aspect of working with peripherals. Some devices, like USB flash drives or external hard drives, can carry malware or unauthorized files. Webcams and microphones can become privacy risks if hijacked by malicious software. IT professionals should ensure unused ports are disabled in sensitive environments and educate users on safe device handling. In enterprise networks, USB port access may be restricted by group policy to reduce potential vulnerabilities. Understanding the difference between hot-swappable and cold-swappable peripherals helps avoid data loss and hardware damage. Hot-swappable devices like USB flash drives or external hard drives can be connected or disconnected while the computer is powered on. Cold-swappable devices such as internal hard drives or older expansion cards require the system to be shut down before being installed or removed. Safely ejecting hot-swappable devices helps prevent file corruption and ensures data is fully written to the device. For more cyber-related content and books, please check out cyberauthor.me. Also, there are other prepcasts on cybersecurity and more at baremetalcyber.com. Peripheral needs differ between environments. In office settings, users often require printers, multiple monitors, headsets, and docking stations. In a home setting, webcams, external storage devices, and gaming accessories are more common. In retail environments, peripherals include barcode scanners, receipt printers, and cash drawer interfaces. Understanding the context helps support technicians anticipate the right devices for the right users and tailor support accordingly. Compatibility is always a consideration. Different USB versions, such as 2.0, 3.0, and USB-C, offer varying speeds and connector types. Plugging a USB 3.0 device into a USB 2.0 port may result in slower performance. Bluetooth also comes in multiple generations, with newer versions offering better speed, range, and energy efficiency. Backward compatibility is often supported, but matching the right cables and standards prevents bottlenecks and frustration during setup. Power requirements can vary widely across peripheral types. Devices like keyboards and mice typically draw all the power they need from a USB port. Others, such as laser printers or high-end speakers, require their own external power adapters. When installing a new peripheral, it's important to verify that the available power source meets the device's needs. Insufficient power can result in poor performance, data loss, or even hardware failure in extreme cases. When installing peripherals on a network, configuration can become more complex. For example, network printers need to be assigned an IP address or hostname and then shared with user devices. Wireless peripherals often require pairing steps that include entering a PIN or pressing a connect button. Some devices include a web-based interface or setup wizard to guide users through configuration. Networked peripherals also require stable connectivity to function reliably in shared environments. Accessibility-focused peripherals are designed to accommodate users with disabilities. These include ergonomic keyboards, voice input microphones, screen readers, braille displays, and switch-based controls. Modern operating systems often support these devices natively, offering configuration tools and ease-of-access settings. Supporting accessibility tools is a common responsibility in IT roles and is increasingly important in inclusive technology planning across educational and workplace settings. On the ITF Plus exam, You may be asked to identify the correct peripheral for a scenario. One question might describe a user needing to scan documents and ask what kind of device is required. Another might describe a connectivity issue and ask which port or driver should be checked. Other questions may involve matching interface types to devices, choosing default configurations, or diagnosing installation problems. Reviewing device functions and setup steps helps you answer these confidently. In real-world IT roles, supporting peripherals is a daily responsibility. Users may need help installing a new printer, configuring a webcam, or setting up a wireless mouse. Troubleshooting often involves verifying cables, testing different ports, or reinstalling drivers. In enterprise environments, technicians must also manage policies that restrict or allow specific devices, ensuring that security and compliance standards are met. Peripheral installation is also part of system imaging, asset deployment, and user onboarding. When a new employee receives a laptop, the IT team is usually responsible for setting up monitors, keyboards, headsets, and printers. Understanding how these devices connect and behave allows you to complete this setup quickly and accurately. It also reduces downtime and builds trust with users who rely on their tools being ready to go on day one. Device policies and driver management often fall under centralized IT management. Some organizations use endpoint management tools to push driver updates, lock down access to certain USB device types, or automate printer installation. These policies streamline support and help maintain a consistent experience across all devices. Technicians should be familiar with both local configuration and organization-wide settings that influence how peripherals behave. The variety of peripherals continues to expand as devices become more specialized. From smart whiteboards and biometric scanners to virtual reality headsets and conferencing microphones, new categories emerge that require understanding of both hardware and software. Staying up to date with evolving peripheral technologies helps IT professionals provide informed support and make strategic recommendations when purchasing or upgrading equipment. To summarize, peripherals are essential for expanding a system's capabilities and adapting it to the user's needs. From input and output devices to multifunction tools and wireless accessories, proper installation includes selecting the right device, ensuring compatibility, installing drivers, and adjusting settings. Understanding how peripherals work and how to troubleshoot them equips you to support users effectively and confidently answer questions on the ITF Plus exam. Thanks for tuning in to the Bare Metal Cyber Prepcast, your trusted source for cybersecurity news and insights. Remember to subscribe at baremetalcyber.com so you never miss an update. And visit cyberauthor.me for best-selling cybersecurity books that equip you with expert knowledge. Until next time, stay secure and stay vigilant.